Your process of self-discovery is deeply intertwined with the forces known as the doshas, kapha, pitta, and vata. The doshas, they are these conditions of nature that organize the framework for everything that you are and do. Everything. And I know that that's a mouthful, but I will do my best, provided you give me your attention, your full attention in the next 10 minutes. I'll do my best to have you walk out of this little window of time with a tool that you can begin to use to expedite your process of self-discovery. Deal? Okay, so let's just begin with this simple fact that your external environment, say climate, has a significant impact on you and vice versa. So something like late winter, cold, right? What does cold do to your system? If you have a lot of the pitta dosha in you, the dosha that is heating, this external cold will have an invigorating effect. It will be balancing. But what if you have cold in your system? What if your system runs colder? The kapha and the vata doshas. Well, it will feel sluggish if there's more of the kapha in you, and you will feel contracted if there's more of the vata in you. Okay, so now that was just cold impacting you and how you respond to cold. But just even weather alone, like this kind of weather, it's also heavy. How does that impact you? It is also gets thick with moisture, especially as spring comes and the snow begins to melt. What impact does that have on you? And what about inside with the furnace going all the time because it's so hot? What does that drying effect has on you? What is the effect of someone talking harshly to you? Or you saying something that is of a shocking nature, which we are exposed to more and more these days. So yes, there's no doubt that the doshas, getting to know the doshas is a complex undertaking. It is. But it is not complicated. In other words, provided you're willing to get to know the framework, then this thing that you long for, self-discovery, and if you don't, consider why not, and may there come a season when you do, then it can be much more easily experienced, more enjoyably experienced. Okay, stay with me. What if I tell you that what if I tell you, envision yourself or imagine that you are tasting that tropical fruit that you love the most. Now, what if I told you that sweetness, that kapha dosha, is in you? Ayurveda says that there is no you without some amount of kapha. So that gives you, who are on your journey to self-discovery, to know how to maneuver this kapha in you. Because it can easily go into excess for some of you, especially those of you who have more of the kapha nature in you and are exposed to something like heavy late winter, early spring, let's say. And then, or the tendency to store energy. So then how do you go about restoring balance, and why would you? Well, when the kapha dosha is balanced, ojas, which is the ultimate immunity, not just of the physical body that prevents you from virus, but also of the mental body, and where we get so easily distracted, our attention goes to areas where it doesn't belong. It keeps our attention in the ways that serves us most. This is the kind of immunity we're talking about. The kind of immunity that when a trauma is triggered, that there is a way, gentle way to bring light into that trigger. So immunity of emotions, of the mind, of the body, and your connection to spirit. That's ojas. And it is up to you to keep the kapha dosha in balance, balanced, so that you can experience its essence, ojas. Now, imagine the taste of your favorite cheese and olives, if you like olives, or something else salty that you love. Would you say that in your physiology and psychology, this saltiness is also present? Ayurveda would say there would be no you without the pitta constitution that is responsible for this saltiness. And for this very reason, being aware not to go too far into excess, which can happen at the peak of summer, which can happen when you are busy transforming too much energy out there in the world. Because when your pitta is balanced, its essence, which is tejas, which is luminosity itself, can manifest fully. And what greater fuel or engine than that to manifest our aspirations? Now, imagine the taste, the bitter taste of dark chocolate and an espresso. Is that also present in your physiology and psychology? Ayurveda would say, yes, that bitterness, your vata, part of your vata dosha, there would be no you without it. When in excess, when the high winds of late autumn come to dry things out, or when you are doing whatever you're doing, that you're spending too much energy, that excess will get in the way of balance. And so you have to do the management of energy that is necessary so that you can experience vata at its essence, which is pure life force, prana. So as you see, you are invited to do a lot of humming along this process of self-discovery. But here is a specific exercise that will help you connect the dots, begin to connect the dots sooner rather than later. And it's one for today, yes, but it's also one for the whole coming season. Like, fit that into your life as you go, because it of course it needs momentum to build. It's like learning a new language. Observe how you react to strong things in your environment. What is that first trigger reaction like? Now, don't tell me words in terms of labels. Instead, tell yourself the qualities that are present. Is there heat that is rising? Is there a I'm frozen kind of detachment? Is there some wavering, irregularity? What are the qualities in your reactivity? And carry on with that. Surely it will help you detach yourself a bit from those reactive moments, but it will begin to show how to maneuver balance via the qualities. The ultimate way to experience self-discovery, that while moving in the direction of greater and greater balance. There's nothing greater that I could wish for you. So, best wishes from my heart to yours. Namaste.